Welcome to episode 151 of Anime and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is the review show that reviews anime from A to Z, sort of. So before you go into your spiel, I just want to point out this might be a short episode.
It's probably going to be very short, and we might go on a tangent or two just to fluff it a bit.
Yeah,
But, you know, all our tangents are pretty organic. Like, it kind of happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can force one.
I mean, we could.
Yeah, we could. So we picked 8-Man out of the numbers and symbols
category, because we're not doing a wheel this time around.
And we picked it because nothing looked particularly very good in the numbers and symbols that was left.
Right.
And the only things that might have been interesting were too long.
Yeah.
If there was anything. I can't even remember if there was.
Yeah, and if we're not going to take a chance on something that's too long.
And the whole point of this whole new wheel for this one season is we're picking something that's enjoyable.
And it's because we're tired of getting crap.
But we intentionally picked crap, apparently.
To be fair, though, if we would have known that this was supposed to be 56 episodes, and if it was 56 episodes, we would have never picked it.
Oh, no. But on the list, all we have is 2 episodes.
So we watched 2 episodes.
So we don't know if that's because only 2 episodes were dubbed, or... I don't know.
No, actually...
Maybe they are all dubbed.
Actually, I did read something. Where is it? U.S. syndicated version was brought to the U.S. called only 52
were translated.
52 of the 56 were dubbed, but they weren't uploaded.
Yeah, there was only 2.
There was only 2,
and we didn't know that.
No,
full stop. Didn't know that.
We didn't, and even if we did, we probably would have.
Yeah, well, we would have picked something else at least.
Oh yeah, we would definitely have picked something else. There was a couple, like there was one 3 episode and 2 4 episodes we could have chosen, but
8-Man or 8-Man. Which is just spelled out 8 instead of...
Or the 8th man.
Or 8th Man, which is how they refer to him in the show. Or 8 Hitome in the U.S., which is never referred to as 8 Hitome.
No.
Is a manga and superhero anime created in 1963 by science fiction writer Kazumasa Hirai and manga artist Jiro Kuwata. 8-Man is considered Japan's earliest cyborg superhero, predating Kamen Rider.
I'm surprised you don't know what Kamen Rider is.
I have no idea. I'm going to click on it. Never seen it.
I mean, I'm sure you never seen it, but it's...
Well, sometimes I'll see an image and like, oh,
that's what I mean, though. I'm surprised that you haven't never seen it, because it's like one of the... Like, it was predating the Power Rangers and stuff like that.
Manga was published in Weekly Shonen Magazine and ran from 1963 to 66. Apparently, Shonen Magazine's been around for a long time.
That's what I was going to point out. We see that in the news.
First published Shonen in 59. So Shonen has been around for a long time.
Wow.
Good for them.
Yeah.
That might be the longest standing magazine. No, Time would be longer.
Time
because Hitler was on Time.
Yeah, Time has been around for...
One of the very longest standing magazines, at least.
Yeah, but maybe the longest in Japan.
It might be the most profitable, too, because I can only imagine Time does not make any money anymore.
No, not anymore.
But I think Shonen Magazine probably does.
Well, yeah, Japan, people I'm sure over in Japan buy
if they release it in America... For a half-decent price, I'd buy it every week.
Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Anyway, came out in 1963 to 66 in the manga and then the Shonen magazine, whatever. And then aired the anime in 1963 to 1964. And we have the dubbed episode 1 and 2.
Yes, that's what we were covering.
There's not a whole lot to it.
No.
It's very 1960s in its heart, but its animation level is lower than that.
Yeah, it's not good. Like,
it's very janky.
I mean, I wish I knew the exact date that Lupin came out. I don't remember.
No, fuck it. We gotta fluff the episode, don't we?
That's true.
Type it in.
Lupin.
Just wiki. Okay. And then we should be able to look at the first one that was animated.
Yeah. Because...
French TV series. I didn't know it was French.
Yeah, I told you it was.
I thought it was anime.
Oh, wait. This might be the new one.
Yeah, I think it is.
Go back.
It is.
Go down. Go down. Right.
God damn it.
It's the second one, by the way.
For some reason, this one has clearly made more money than the black... Not that that's a bad thing, but like the black character Lupin that steals things in France. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Anime television series. Part 1. Let's just click on it and see the year. 71, 72.
So this is about a decade later.
Maybe. 87. So 71, 72 is about a decade later. Just click it on a couple different ones. Oh, I think this is... that's a theatrical film. Well, the first might be. No, that's 2019. Wow.
The first Lupin movie is The Secret of Mama.
Pilot film?
There you go, pilot film.
1967.
1967.
Manga series 1967, around 1971, reworked as a television pilot. So 71 would be the closest. So close to a decade later.
So yeah, it's 63 to 71, close to a decade. But Lupin is
leaps and bounds better.
Yeah.
We're just talking about like production value.
And the art, yeah. But I mean, even voice acting.
Yeah, the whole production value. Leaps and bounds better.
It's
in a decade that shouldn't be that big of a difference. And we brought up while watching it that Snow White, which came out in like the 30s or 40s or something, looks and sounds better.
That, I mean, again, anime, American.
We're comparing, top of the line American animation, which back then was a lot better than what is currently being produced in Japan. You're right. The roles are reversed compared to now. We're comparing that to Japan and some other countries that just weren't there yet. Right. But still, this is what's capable at the time.
Our point is it's low quality.
Yes. So low quality that what we were watching was like the film being shown. Like if you ever looked at film being like actual film, you could see a cut of the next frame on the very top of the screen. It
was almost like watching a serial.
Yes.
Like we needed to be in a 1930s movie theater watching this or something like that. And
so a little bit, I think some of it was on purpose. I really think some of it was on purpose that they were trying to. I don't know how you would do that though. How do you make something look like it's in the 60s when you're in the 60s?
Yeah, but again,
you know what I mean?
But again, this is Japan in 1960. So it's like 20 years behind at least. Yeah, at this time because I mean they're still recovering. I would assume the war was 20 years early.
How do you recover?
Yeah, I know.
Fully?
So it's like, you can see why they might not have the technology to do something like this at that time. But, I mean, all that could be forgiven if it was good, story-wise. But it's
How did we get to 8 minutes already? We're close to 8 minutes.
Story is so bad. Premise.
Well, we actually gave the premise last episode, to be fair.
But we always give the premise.
Yes, I know, but like the what I'm saying is the episode description was the premise. Essentially, a detective. I didn't even realize he was a detective until I read the premise. Was murdered, and then this weird doctor comes along and brings him back as a cyborg, transports his consciousness into a cyborg. Apparently, he's the 8th trial.
Apparently, they don't tell you that.
Yeah, they didn't tell us that. We had to read it. All the first 7 didn't make it. He made it, and per the show. He's very fast. He can fly. He has a gravity thing inside of him. And he's faster than the speed of light, which doesn't make any sense, because if you're faster than the speed of light, you're actually going backwards. Whatever. Whatever. He's solving crime.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really the premise. He's now Superman, essentially, but a cyborg.
Essentially.
He can change his body to look like someone else whenever he wants. Just thinks about that person and he changes.
It's like... Almost, he's fighting not no name, but like gangsters, and there's
Might
no.
As well be. Well, there's Icefinger.
Icefinger, and Intergang. He worked for Intergang.
That's kind of. I don't know why the guy's named Icefinger. They don't explain that.
I mean, they probably did. We talked a lot in the middle.
I don't think they did. Maybe.
Like this
middle of the second episode,
we both kept fading in and out of the episode because it was so boring. And I don't usually do that too much, but man, this was boring.
There's really nothing to say. He fights some guys. Nothing important happens. Apparently, he gets cigarettes that supercharge him.
For some reason. He's got a girlfriend now. And he's
That's
robot.
Also his receptionist. Even though he's a super cyborg, he needs a receptionist.
I guess. I don't know. They do the robot backwards. Tobor is his name.
Oh my god.
So
it's so generic. It's like, why is this happening? Why did you do that?
Like, what I'm curious was this for kids? You think this was a kid's show?
I would say so, because, I mean, how would it not be? Back then, smoking was cool, so it wouldn't be an issue in a kid's show. And there's nothing vulgar in it. There's nothing that wouldn't be for a kid's show.
I guess. I mean, was anime like that? Like, how cartoons were viewed for kids over here, no matter what it was? I wonder when anime became, like, adult-oriented over in Japan.
I think it's still oriented towards kids. There just happens to be also adult animation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's more of, like, a lot more.
I think that's a perception of you seeing it and thinking this is for adults, whereas I assume over there it's like, this is for teens, which is kids. Teens still count as kids.
That's fair. I mean, it just seems weird. Like, you don't see something like a SpongeBob over in Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there was, like, the Milk-chan thing, which is kind of like a shitty robot chicken. Sort of.
But
no, not Robot Chicken. Something that's just random.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's just random.
Yeah, I mean, SpongeBob wasn't particularly random. It had a little bit of a story.
But it was very episodic.
It was very episodic. I don't know.
It's just
I think it's just a different culture.
I just wondering if anime is all there is over there. If there's actual cartoons. I think
their cartoons are anime.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, but I don't think so.
That's just an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. So you told me you've been watching The Boys. How do you like it?
We're just gonna segue away from Eighth Man.
We're done. It's shit. Don't watch it.
I like The Boys. I only seen the first 2 seasons. The last season just finished last week, so we're dating this episode.
The third season finished last week.
Yeah, the third season. So
it's good. I like it a lot. The whole superheroes are people and they do up things because they have power and no one can stop them.
I like it, but I'm getting tired of the superhero deconstruction.
What do you mean?
Like, what happens if Superman goes bad?
Sure.
It seems to be...
But, there's not a lot of shows that do that kind of thing. I can only think of 2. Yeah, you know what I mean?
No, I know, but...
And there's the 2 that you just watched, Invincible and The Boys.
Right. But it seems to be... They've been doing it in comics forever. You know what I mean? And they've been doing it in,
Yes, but it was never real. It never felt like this is really something that could happen.
Watchmen is a deconstruction on it, too.
But Watchmen feels like a dated piece. It doesn't, even though they're in semi-current times, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like they're in the 60s still. It's weird.
But they're also, all the deconstruction and stuff also affects the DC movie. That's why everything's so dark and crap, you know?
Well, DC movies are just terrible.
Well, like the Justice League and the Batman v Superman and stuff like that. That's the reason why those movies are terrible, because of this thing. And I think it's time...
You can make them real and you can make them dark. The big problem for the Justice League and all them being terrible is they didn't give everyone setup movies.
That's true, too.
The only one that actually got it was Superman, and it was unintentional. They were not trying to make Justice League when they made those 2 Superman movies.
Yeah, I know. Well, the first Superman. The second Superman movie is Batman v Superman.
No, Superman had 2 movies, didn't he?
No, it was Man of Steel, and that was it.
I thought he had a second one.
Yeah, Batman v Superman.
I thought he had 2 before that. Am I wrong?
Well, if you're thinking of the 2 before, there was Man of Steel, which is Henry Cavill, and then there's the Superman Returns, which is Brandon Routh.
For some reason, I thought Henry Cavill had 2.
Yeah,
he was before Batman Superman.
No, just 1.
He's a good Superman.
He is a good Superman.
He's the best part of the whole show.
He should.
Movie series.
They should have. They should keep him, but I don't know what the deal is with him.
Well, I mean, he's getting older, too. It's like, if you're going to have him be Superman, you got to make those movies. You got to make them now. It's been a decade.
What do you think of The Flash coming up?
Urza?
Yeah, what Urza and stuff.
I mean, he was okay, but I didn't particularly care or dislike him. Again, you didn't give him his own movie. You just threw him into Justice League. It's he was like,
Did you hear about all the crap he's been going through?
I heard a bit of it. Something with maybe he's molesting a minor. He's wanted for... The police want to arrest him, but he's on the run.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. So they were wondering... Everyone's wondering if they're going to release this Flash movie, which apparently has both Michael Keaton as Batman in it, and...
Well, did they film it?
Yeah.
Oh, they filmed it.
Yeah.
And he's the Flash in it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I think they're done. I think they're in post-production.
I mean, release it. What are you going to do, not release it? You spent minimum $200 million on that movie.
I think DC's going to...
not going to release it?
Because I think the Flash movie's supposed to reset the whole DC universe. So, I mean, they could just do it and then not bring him back as a Flash.
Oh, that could work. So, if it does a Flashpoint and just resets everything, you could do that, and then the next movie that has the Flash in it,
right.
You just do it with a different character.
Yeah.
But did you see that Elliot Page? There's a lot of calls to make him, Elliot Page.
Yeah.
The new Flash. There's a lot of calls for that.
Why?
That's my question. I don't know, to be honest. I can't think of any good reason for it. Elliot is short because he used to be a woman, so he's not physically looking like a man. It doesn't make any sense, especially when the Flash TV show, I don't know the actor that plays him, but I liked the first couple seasons, and then it turned into shit because of the TV show. But he does a good job playing. He's a decent actor. Just make him it.
Yeah, but he's still doing the Flash TV show.
Stop it. It's shit. Cast him as the Flash for the movies.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good Flash.
Or give me a jacked Flash, every comic book iteration of him. Where he's at, maybe not 100% jacked, but an older detective, I'm not some speedy kid, Like, because like the Flash is typically a detective guy, right?
No.
I thought he was.
I mean, he's a evidence guy for he processes evidence. He's a scientist.
I thought he was a detective.
No.
I could have sworn he was a detective in one of the cartoons that I watched.
I mean, he does detective things because he's a superhero.
No, but like outside of that, like he was an actual detective, and then he got powers.
He's a crime lab specialist.
Well, either way, that's fine. But like all the iterations I've seen outside of the live action ones of him, he was like a fully grown man, not this stickly little boy.
He's a man, true. He's not, but like he's always been like sticky. You know what I mean?
But I'm telling you, the cartoon ones I've seen and the comic book ones, he looked jacked. Like right next to Superman, jacked.
That's because that was just...
I like Flashpoint Paradox. Pretty muscly. And that's a good movie.
I'll have to take your word on it.
You haven't seen Flashpoint?
No.
Oh, I'm not even particularly into DC. That's fantastic.
I read the comic, though.
The movie was fantastic. I liked it a lot.
I keep hearing that the DC animated universe is
better than the live action.
Yeah, but the thing is, me and Marcus on Movies and Us have reviewed 4 movies from there. The first 4 of them, all terrible.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's cherry picking because they make so many of them.
Yeah.
Every year there's like 5 or 6 new DC movies.
Right. But like
animated, so like some of them aren't going to be good.
I was told the 2009 Wonder Woman movie was
the live action one.
No,
that wasn't 2009.
The 2009 animated Wonder Woman.
I wouldn't even know.
Was a fantastic movie, like the pinnacle of animated thing.
At its time, it probably was, but not anymore.
It is sexist garbage. like they completely destroyed the characters in that movie. It's probably the worst movie we've ever reviewed. It's that bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay.
But so I'm a little weary on the animated universe now because I haven't seen a good one, and I keep being told that these are the better ones. And
I mean, the one I haven't seen all of them. I've seen a handful of the DC animated movies, but everyone I liked except for The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Killing Joke?
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about the comics. Literally, the only American comics I've ever read was one run of Deadpool. And Justin lent them to me. Mm-hmm. And they were interesting, but I don't like American comics. Like, just solidified it for me. Because that was like the pinnacle for him. And he wanted me to read them, and I read them, and I'm like, yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair.
But anyway.
You're more of an anime manga guy.
So, I don't know much about the comics, but I watched The Killing Joke, and everyone hyped it up saying, like, Batman's pushed to the brink of, whether or not he's going to kill someone. And, like, The Killing Joke just didn't feel like that at all.
That's not what it is. The Killing Joke is trying to turn Commissioner Gordon insane. And that's the point, because he shoots his daughter. That movie is terrible. The comic's good, but that first, hour of that movie where it's just Batgirl, it was all tacked on. And the fact that she sleeps with Batman
oh, yeah, that was
weird. Disgusting. It's, because
Batman's 40 and she's fucking 16.
She's supposed to be like a daughter to him.
Yes.
And so it's gross, honestly. So I don't want to get into it. But that movie, it's not good, honestly. It's a shame because they got both Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy back for that, who were the voices of the animated series and stuff like that. And they just, I don't know. It's not good.
Did you hear about the Batman podcast?
Yes.
With, I think, the black guys playing them? I think that was the big draw. It's there's a black man that's Batman now. And then there was another...
There's a black man that's Batman now, but you don't get to see him.
Yeah.
You hear his voice.
And I don't even think the character's black. I think it's just a black actor playing
him. So it doesn't matter. It's only voices.
It's dumb. For that to be a draw is dumb.
Yes.
And then I think there was a Batman high school manga comic. I don't know which it was, but it was official Batman. And I think he was either gay or had something to do with vampires, and it was all high school. They're in high school.
No idea.
I think it was him being gay. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But, it's just weird, the direction that DC's... And we were saying earlier with the sexist Wonder Woman 2009. Come on, it's 2009. What are you doing? Batman sleeping with Batgirl and The Killing Joke, which was 2017, 2018?
Yeah.
Something like that. Why is DC going in these directions? You know what works. Christian Bale did Batman. You know what works. What are you doing?
Christian Bale was a terrible Batman.
No, sure, but you know what works, and you know people like it. What are you doing? Have you seen The Batman?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Yeah. It's not perfect, but it's fantastic.
To be fair...
You know what works, so why are you shitting on every other iteration of it?
To be fair, in the comics, it's Detective Comics and the Batman comics are still true to Batman, so I think all these other...
Not all of them. Like I was just saying, like there's one where like Batman's gay in high school, and it's like, what are you doing?
In the main canon, it's the same. So I think all these are just experiments.
But how do you know what's main canon and what's not when DC approves a comic to be made?
Because
how do you know whether that's main canon or not?
Because
it's canon now. DC approved it.
Main canon is just Detective Comics, Batman, and the
says who? Where is this written down? I'm not disagreeing with you
because there's different. I don't want to go into comics, but there's like different labels for different things, and not all. It's not all canon. It's some of them are just one shots or special series, or this is this writer's interpretation of this, and this is.
I hate that.
I know it's.
So you know what's weird is like I hate it that so much, but at the same time I wish manga could do that. Like, My Hero Academia, I would love when it's done if another popular manga artist picked it up and said, oh, I'm going to make 100 chapters, and this is my version of what could have happened. Like, I would like that. I just think the American ones go way too far with it. Because because, like, if I went to a comic book store and, like, maybe some of those ones or some other ones hadn't sold, so they're on the shelf, and I've never read a Batman comic, oh, I'm going to pick that up, I'm going to read it. I now think that's what Batman is.
That's fair, but... I mean, the trick is, don't buy, if you're looking for canon, don't buy anything that has a subtitle to it. Batman this. Batman
but, like,
that.
How are you going to tell random people that haven't done it before?
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, this is just how it is. Oh, the whole reason I brought this up, the whole Flash thing and stuff, is because there's Michael Keaton's in there's Batman, and apparently Ben Affleck's Batman's in it, too.
In the
Flash movie.
Oh.
So...
Who's Batman? Ben Affleck's?
Ben Affleck. Yeah, and Michael Keaton.
In the Flashpoint?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I looked at the cast.
That doesn't mean just because he's playing it doesn't mean that's his Batman from Batman Superman. That's just him playing a Batman.
I think that's the point. They're going to different universes. Like,
I'm pretty sure the Flashpoint came out years before.
Yeah, I know, but
any of that came out.
I know, but no, Flashpoint came out in 2012.
Yeah, that's my point.
Oh, well, yeah, but I think that's the point. They're bringing these...
Flashpoint Paradox.
No, I'm trying just to do the movie and go into the cast list.
Oh, for the 2023 movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was talking about Flashpoint movie.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the 2023 movie that's coming out. Yeah, so... Yeah, Ben Affleck's Batman.
You know what? When Batman vs. Superman came out, when Justice League came out, and Ben Affleck is Batman, it wasn't terrible. It was good. It was good to the point to where people were saying, and even I said, Ben Affleck needs his own Batman movie.
He's a fantastic Batman.
He's okay.
I think he was...
He starts murdering people, torturing them. Come on, that's not a fantastic Batman.
What I meant,
that's not necessarily his choice.
What I meant is...
Because he's just an actor.
I'm just... him as an actor playing Batman.
That's fine. I can agree with that. But also... After having... what's his name do Batman? The new one? The Batman?
Oh, yeah. Robert Pattinson.
It's like, that was really good.
Yeah.
Like, Ben Affleck, why don't let him be another Batman. Like, use this guy.
But that guy is in his own Batman universe, apparently.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is, if you're redoing everything, there you go.
Like, Michael Shannon's coming back as General Zod from the Man of Steel movie, too.
Click on Michael Shannon. Click on him.
Okay.
Look how old he is.
1974.
Oh, he's actually not that old.
No.
For some reason, I thought he was like 65.
No.
I mean, he's getting up there, but for some reason, I thought he was so much older. I don't know why I thought that. That's weird.
But yeah, so there's a bunch of different people, and apparently Supergirl's in it too. So,
oh god, which the TV show Supergirl or a new one?
New one.
All right.
You don't like Melissa Bell?
No, that's terrible. Not necessarily her, just the show.
Just the show.
The show's god awful.
But yeah, let's go back to Eighth Man and rate it because we're 25 minutes now.
Oh well, 1 second. If you're going to do another Batman that's not I keep forgetting Robert Pattinson, then you need to do a Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton as Old Man Batman. How do you not make that show or movie? That would be amazing. I don't even care who you pick as him as to be Batman.
Apparently, there's a Batgirl movie that's going to be to directly like to HBO Max.
It's gonna be bad.
And Michael Keaton's Batman's apparently in that too. And Brendan Fraser is apparently playing the villain Firefly.
Oh my god, it's gonna be bad.
I actually think it might be good.
That's gonna be bad.
I think it might
I'll
be
give
good.
it a chance.
But yeah, a chance. So apparently, but I like Brendan Fraser. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, I do too.
So,
but lately, he hasn't really done anything.
He's been doing Doom Patrol.
Yeah, I watched the first couple episodes of the first season, and I couldn't stick with it. It just wasn't good.
It was just... It's good. You're just...
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't worth my time.
It's good. People really like that show.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. It's like there's so many things to watch. It's like I can't watch something that's average. And for me, that's very average.
I don't think it's average. I think it's strange and weird.
The CG wasn't great. Strange and weird, sure.
I think it
definitely pulls off strange and weird, but that doesn't pull me into a show.
I mean, I think it's good for what it's good. But I also am really into superhero stuff.
I am too. I really am. I've seen all the movies.
You kind of hate all the superhero stuff.
I hate it when they do it shitty.
You kind of hate... You have a real bias against some things.
Hate it when they do it shitty. Make it good.
But your opinion of shitty is not
it's my opinion.
It's not the definitive good, though.
It is.
For you, it is.
To our 3 fans from Malaysia, it is.
No, it's not. They probably hate you anyway.
We're using this to learn English.
Anyway.
All the dirty words.
This was supposed to be a short review, and we're already going into 30 minutes here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were tangent.
Eighth Man.
All right, Eighth Man. It's bad. Don't watch it. 2. I mean, what else could it be? It's not...
Yeah, and it's probably the worst one in numbers and symbols.
I guess. Well, I mean, maybe not. I would pick watching this over 801.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
801. Also, Seven Seeds was not good either.
Yes, and that was too long.
What are the other ones? 0091, which was...
the James Bond cyborg that sleeps with people, I think.
91 Days was the Mafia one.
Mm-hmm. Which was pretty decent.
That was pretty decent.
And so was Dot Hack.
Alright, so this one would probably be in the middle, actually.
I think I'm going to go 91, Dot Hack. I can't remember 009 and Seven Seeds enough to pick one over the other.
Seven Seeds was the stupid...
Yes, but I don't remember 009 enough to know if I hated it more or less.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
And then what else? 8-Man?
801 TTS Bear.
Yeah, and then 8-Man.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a, I guess it's a no. So...
That's it.
No wheel, because this is this thing we're experimenting with. And so me and Shawn are kind of taking a letter, and we're going to, cooperate and stuff and decide things.
For the most part, I'll pick A, he'll pick B, I pick C, unless there's a veto or something. Something that is like, no, we cannot. You know what I mean? We have to do this instead.
Right. And so there's a few things in A, like Afro Samurai, and
there's a couple. The last season of Attack on Titan, which isn't really the last season because there's 2 episodes that haven't been aired yet.
Yeah, so we're kind of waiting on that one, and
there's probably a few others that either A, ring a bell that would be interesting to watch, or B, the box art looks good,
right,
and could be good.
Like Assassination Classroom was another one we heard about.
Yeah, that's probably decent to watch. But I've seen Ajin.
Yeah, he's seen this one.
And I liked it. Now, I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10. But I enjoyed it. I actually watched it twice. I watched it when it first came out on Netflix, and then I watched it when the second season came out to refresh myself, because it was a couple of years in between. I liked it. It was okay. 12 episodes, I think. 12 or 13? 13. The one thing to note is that it's not anime, per se. It's CG.
Mm-hmm.
So the animation style, right, the CG style, it's very odd at first.
So like Land of the Illustrious?
Yeah, and after a few episodes, it just kind of works.
Like Land of the Illustrious? Because we didn't like that first...
Not at all. And then it just kind of worked.
And then we really ended up loving that show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is going to be that, but yeah. All right, Ajin. Where there is life, there is death. Or is there? What would you do if you could never die? The possibilities are endless. 17 years ago, the existence of a special species called Ajin was discovered in Africa. They are said to be immortal beings with several supernatural abilities that look just like any other human being. Are these Ajin just random phenomena or of nature, or were they purposely sent to Earth to destroy it? Since their first discovery, several other Ajin appearances have been reported worldwide. For the majority of citizens, though, these creatures are less reality and more of a something you see every once in a while in a textbook or on the news. This... Okay, I couldn't find the line I was on. Is how it was for the young protagonist of the series, Kay. That was until a sudden turn of events changed his life forever. Ajin is a supernatural anime full of complex ideas about life and death, as well as the dark side of human nature. What does it mean to be truly human? So I'm going to call it now, because I haven't seen it literally in a few years. It might be a bit preachy. Like, This is human nature, and I'm going to explain it to you.
Pretentious?
Yeah, it might be a little bit.
Okay.
I can't remember, though.
I mean, action, horror, mystery, seinen, supernatural, so we'll see.
You know what's funny? So, on every list of every anime, like, you click on it and you read it, and the episodes, there's, like, Facebook, Google, Dig, Reddit, and then, like, the share button and tweet button. Sometimes you get a couple likes, but it's rare there's any shares on them, and this has 1 share.
Okay. I mean... Alright, so yeah, you pretty much decided we're going to do this one, so...
You'll have B. What's in B? I guess we'll find on this episode.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, so if this is bad, it's your fault.
Alright, guys, see ya.
Bye.